Browse any major news feed today, and you'll encounter a consistent story. America is a nation in economic stagnation, overextended abroad, and losing the future to global competitors. It's a narrative that echoes the predictions of 30 years ago, when pundits claimed the United States was destined to become a second-class power. Today, many assume that transition is already complete. But beneath that surface, a different reality is emerging. Driven by new deregulation and a surge in domestic energy, the United States is currently seeing a quiet, accelerating shift in technological output. Historian Davis Hanson argues that the common doom and gloom sentiment fails to account for the empirical data regarding American industry. That data suggests the U.S. isn't just maintaining its position, it is securing a lead in the specific sectors that will dictate the next century. We can measure this influence through market capitalization, the total value investors place on a nation's corporate output. For tech companies valued over $1 billion, China has 380, the United States has 850. Looking at total value, the disparity grows. China's tech sector is $1.3 trillion, just a quarter of the $5.2 trillion valuation of American tech. The software market follows a similar pattern. 8 of the 10 most valuable software companies on Earth are American, including industry leaders like Microsoft, Alphabet, and Apple. This concentration of investor confidence and market value means the U.S. accounts for roughly 90% of the total valuation in these future-defining sectors. The shift from digital value to physical infrastructure is most visible in low Earth orbit. Last year, the Chinese Space Consortium successfully launched 400 satellites. In that same period, SpaceX launched 3,500 satellites, nearly 9 times China's output. Total rocket launches tell the same story. The U.S. conducted 190 launches last year, more than the rest of the world put together, including China, Russia, Europe, and India. This volume is driven by private American hardware that has effectively reset the baseline for space access. By launching more frequently than all other nations combined, the United States has secured a commanding grip on the infrastructure of orbit. In the field of artificial intelligence, the truest measure of influence is global traffic, where the world goes when it needs an answer. From South America to Asia, the top 7 AI platforms people use every day, including ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, are all American. This American lead extends from global digital networks down to the cellular level of human biology. New genetic techniques can identify a single mutating tumor cell in a patient's blood, providing a warning months before a scan detects a malignancy. Of the companies pioneering these life-saving breakthroughs, between 75 and 85% are American-owned and operated. Whether the goal is to manage global information or extend human longevity, the tools being used are overwhelmingly American. These pillars, software, space, AI, and genetics, are the foundations of collective security and prosperity in the 21st century. The economic result of this technological lead is a U.S. GDP that has reached $31 trillion. That is $10 trillion more than the GDP of China, and $10 trillion more than the combined economies of Europe. The data suggests that the narrative of American decline is not a reflection of reality, but a myth. Across every emerging technology, the United States currently holds a level of control and influence that exceeds the rest of the world put together.